In the laws of Manu or Manusmriti, a once born man who is a Shudra who insults a twice born man with a gross insult, he shall have his tongue cut out, for he is of a lower origin. Okay. Now, if he mentions the names and caste, Gati, of the twice man with a foul language or by insulting it, an iron nail 10 fingers long shall be thrust red hot into his mouth. If he arrogantly teaches Brahmanas their duty, the king shall pour hot oil into his mouth and into his ears. मुक्तिधाम अभिषेक मजुमदार. युयुत्सु. आचार्य ईश्वर एक है, समुचा संसार ईश्वर का बिंब है. हम सब ईश्वर के रूप हैं, परंतु हम ईश्वर नहीं. ईश्वर ने वर्ण दिए, जाति बनाई, मनुष्य को मनुष्यता का आभास दिया, दृष्टि, स्पर्श, सुनने और सूंघने की समता दी, ताकि हम इस भिन्नता को बोध कर पाएं. हम सब ईश्वर की रचना हैं, परंतु ना तो हम सब समान हैं और ना ही हम ईश्वर हैं. नंद, अगर हम सब समान नहीं तो आप मंदिर के द्वार हर जाति के लिए क्यों खोलना चाहते हैं? युयुत्सु. सामाजिक व्यवस्था है आचार्य. अभी भी मैं स्वप्न देखता हूं तो केवल सुवर्णों ही दिखते हैं मुझे. मेरे स्वप्न में एक भी डोम, चमार, महार नहीं आता, परंतु मैं उन्हें छोटा नहीं मानता. आज ईश्वर ने सामाजिक स्थिति ही ऐसी बनाई है कि बौद्धियों की मूर्खता को टालने का इससे सरल उपाय नहीं. उपहास अकेला माध्यम है. और आचार्य, मंदिर के द्वार खोलने से ही शूद्र मंदिर में आने नहीं लगेंगे. अपने इतिहास का भय तो उनमें हमारे भय से भी कई अधिक है. हाँ, ये बौद्ध बनने की जो होड़ है वो थम जाएगी. Let us quickly look at the economic data. This is from India spend till 2012, but it will still be reflective of today's world. What it does is that breaks it into various castes and looks at various social parameters like income, consumption, total per capita, assets, and then education level. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe make 25% of the population. That means 1 in 4 are from this community. You will see across all the parameters they perform poorly. This data is just a way for us to reflect that there is a big inequality when we look at the problem from a caste lens. But what I wanted to do was to go a little further. So first I read the laws of Manu, which talks about how in very gross details how Shudra should be punished because they are of a lower origin. And then what I wanted to do was dwell with a theatrical work done by Abhishek Majumdar, where the priest indicates that the oppressed fears the history of oppression lot more than the oppressor themselves. And this is an important aspect to me, is that in the sense that when we recognize a problem of inequality from a caste lens and when we jump into an affirmative action, it does not solve the problem. It is only the tip of the iceberg. We are only recognizing the problem. The discrimination is deeply historical and hence cannot vanish by a single action itself. And hence, whether it's political movements, whether it's social consciousness, whether it's economic equality, all of them are a part of it. There is no magic wand to it. And while trying to reflect upon it, I want to leave the audience with a reading from another book. I end the note with a paragraph from the book Interrogating My Chandal Life, an autobiography of a Dalit by Manoranjan by Pari. the famous rickshawala who wrote books after meeting Mahashweta Devi. The line which I speak about is from the epilogue. I could not expect sympathy from opponents. It was natural for them to make my life difficult, to criticize my work and fiercely endeavor to tie me down to my limited identity. There was an us and a them here too. They resented my straining at the limits they had set upon my community. They resented my stepping into their domain of letters. This was the same land where Bhagwan Ram killed Shambhuk for daring to earn for knowledge, where Guru Dronacharya asked Eklavya to sacrifice his thumb for daring to aspire the vocation of the Kshatriya. All the battles I would have to fight and win. In a contrary way, therefore, my opponents were doing me a favor. For what I cannot do out of love, I can do out of anger. And they have kept my anger alive. My books are born out of my anger.